Okay, so if you're not using Google Classroom and you're using like Microsoft Teams, you are going to share the form link. Now, this might not be the form that you're using, but for demonstration purposes, it will work. The one thing you're going to have to do, because you're not using Google Classroom, is you're going to have to add a question that asks for a student identifier. So this can be a student name, it can be a student ID number. So what you'll do is probably do short answer, and then the question will be type in your first and last name, or whatever the identifier is that you are allowed to collect online, because I know there's some restrictions on what we can request as far as student information. So type in your first and last name, make that required, and you don't have to give it points or anything. That's all you're going to have to do. Now when it's time to share this link, you're going to click send, and you can send it to your students via email, or you can post this link. You can even shorten it so it's not so overwhelming, but you can copy that link and then share it privately. That's important. Do not share it on a public class website, because then you can have anybody filling it out, not just your students. So share that with your students via your Microsoft Teams or whatever platform you're using. And then, so if I click on that, when your students click on it, they are going to get the student version of the form, so it doesn't look like they can't edit. And you won't have this because your copy is going to be attached to your account, and this is one's attached to my account. But then your students will write their names. They will complete their work, and then what will happen is when you go back to your version of the form, so this is the back end version of the form, it's where you can edit and add questions. Only you have access to this. When you click on send and get the link, that takes you to what I call the front end version of the form, which your students will see. That means they can't edit it. It's just for collecting data. So this is the front end, this is the back end. When your students start completing their responses, you're gonna click here on the back end where it says responses, and you're gonna have all of your student data. So you'll have it, you can look at it based on individual, like person, so you'll see their name and what they missed. But you can look at questions, like which questions were missed by the entire group, and then that's the summary view. So I hope that helps. Let me know if that didn't answer your questions, or if you have more questions, and we'll troubleshoot it together.